Rich, that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on looks?
They really don't like this woman. She's a good communicator. So Joy Behar just offered her analysis.
The popular daytime chat show is currently facing a legal battle that could significantly impact its future. A high-stakes lawsuit and media frenzy have erupted following The View's controversial comments about Karoline Leavitt, the youngest White House press secretary. This time, the show is encountering an unprecedented level of backlash. Known for its outspoken panel and unfiltered discussions, the program has often thrived on controversy. However, with ongoing legal proceedings and growing public criticism, many are questioning whether it has reached a breaking point. During a heated debate about Leavitt's first White House press conference, Joy Behar, recognized for her direct and candid approach, made a statement that some are interpreting as particularly controversial.
I'm stunned and amazed by his new White House spokeswoman today. She's actually the youngest ever.
Joy Behar's remarks were widely criticized as openly sexist. She suggested that Karoline Leavitt may have secured the prestigious role due to being a 10 in Donald Trump's view. Her comments seemingly reduced Leavitt's qualifications to her appearance, leading to immediate and severe backlash. Many found the statement offensive. Social media erupted with criticism, calling out Behar for what some perceived as blatant hypocrisy, given that The View frequently advocates for women's empowerment. Critics quickly highlighted the contradiction. How could a show that supports women make such remarks about a historic political figure? Some argued that The View only uplifts women when it aligns with their narrative, while others pointed to the show's alleged double standards. The backlash wasn't limited to online discussions. Conservative commentators, media analysts, and even some liberal voices expressed outrage, questioning why a program that opposes misogyny would make such a statement so casually. However, Behar wasn't the only panelist facing criticism. Whoopi Goldberg also sparked controversy after addressing Leavitt's remarks about wokeness during her press briefing. "You wouldn't even have the job without the very wokeness that Leavitt criticized," Goldberg said in a sharp rebuttal. Her statement further intensified the debate. Some viewed it as a valid counterpoint, arguing that diversity initiatives and progressive movements have contributed to the success of women like Leavitt. Others, however, accused Goldberg of undermining Leavitt's achievements and implying that her selection was based more on political favoritism than credentials. As the controversy escalates, The View finds itself in a difficult position. Viewers are divided, legal challenges are mounting, and media scrutiny is at an all-time high. With a significant lawsuit looming and criticism coming from all directions, the show's future appears increasingly uncertain.
Is the press secretary at the White House doing a great job? Such a great job that the ladies of The View feel the green monster.
Could this controversy mark the downfall of The View? In what many are calling an attempt to silence conservative commentator Karoline Leavitt, Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar engaged in a heated on-air exchange with her, causing the debate surrounding The View to take a dramatic turn. The two hosts repeatedly challenged Leavitt's remarks, claiming she misunderstood their perspectives. At one point, they even urged her to avoid using certain terminology, which immediately ignited a firestorm on social media. The episode quickly became the center of controversy, with critics accusing the show of hypocrisy. The View has long positioned itself as a champion of women's empowerment, yet some argue that this support seemed to extend only to women who shared its viewpoints. The backlash was swift, with both viewers and commentators condemning what they saw as a glaring double standard. Many questioned how a show that claims to celebrate strong, accomplished women could so easily dismiss someone who had built a political career at such a young age. Social media erupted with criticism, highlighting the inconsistency. One particularly viral comment stated, "If a Republican had said anything like this about a liberal woman, they would have faced serious consequences." Another criticized Goldberg and Behar for seemingly overlooking Leavitt's qualifications, instead attributing her success to her appearance. A widely shared remark echoed this sentiment. "They're tearing down a woman who got where she is through hard work, not just her looks." The controversy escalated when it was revealed that Karoline Leavitt had filed a significant defamation lawsuit against both Goldberg and Behar, alleging that their remarks had severely damaged her professional reputation. Reports suggest that the case could be worth millions, sending shockwaves through the daytime television industry. Could this legal battle spell the end of The View as we know it? With public outrage mounting and the lawsuit moving forward, the show's future appears increasingly uncertain. As the backlash intensified, the hosts scrambled to contain the fallout. In an effort to address the situation, Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar made an on-air apology, attempting to diffuse the growing tensions.
Wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited.
We sincerely regret our remarks and any harm they may have caused, Behar stated, her voice noticeably unsteady. Goldberg, appearing distressed, nodded in agreement. However, they were mistaken in thinking their apology would quell the controversy. The public response was swift and unforgiving. Social media erupted with skepticism, with many asserting that the host's apology was merely an attempt to avoid legal consequences. One widely shared comment summed up the general sentiment: "They are not sorry for what they said, they are just sorry they got sued." Many believe that if the lawsuit had never materialized, Goldberg and Behar would have doubled down rather than backtracked. Meanwhile, Karoline Leavitt, 27, continued to gain attention. Her poised and confident performance at her first White House briefing had already left an impression, but her controversial appearance on The View propelled her into the political spotlight. As the controversy escalated, speculation grew that The View might be in jeopardy. Insiders claimed that the lawsuit's financial implications and mounting public criticism had severely impacted the show's brand. Reports suggested that network executives were scrambling to control the situation, with some sources even hinting that Joy Behar could potentially be let go in a last-ditch effort to repair the damage. Those familiar with the situation stated that Karoline Leavitt was deeply affected by Behar's comments and had no intention of backing down. Insiders also indicated that Leavitt was considering further legal action, particularly in response to Behar's remarks, suggesting that the conflict was far from over. Behind the scenes, Joy Behar was reportedly frustrated by the backlash, feeling unfairly singled out and blaming external forces for the fallout. Allegedly, rather than taking accountability, she viewed the controversy as an exaggerated dispute fueled by outside influences. This unwillingness to reconsider her stance created significant tension on set. Sources described a fractured dynamic among the hosts, with resentment and blame replacing the once relatively stable working relationship. The turmoil behind the scenes was becoming just as dramatic as the controversy unfolding on air, raising questions about whether The View had finally reached its breaking point. As the legal battle continued, pressure on the show intensified. Executives worked urgently to manage the fallout, attempting to restore the show's reputation and prevent the controversy from causing irreparable damage. With the network facing mounting scrutiny, the future of The View appeared more uncertain than ever. Will the show survive this crisis, or is this the end of an era? Meanwhile, sources close to Karoline Leavitt revealed that, despite her composed and professional public demeanor, she was actively strategizing behind the scenes. Reports suggested that she had been consulting with media and legal experts to ensure that her perspective was not only heard but fully understood. It appeared that Leavitt was positioning herself for something far beyond self-defense. Speculation grew that she might leverage this controversy to launch her own media presence. Some insiders suggested that she was considering starting a podcast or online platform focused on the challenges faced by young political professionals. One source claimed, "She's not just defending herself, she's building a brand." With public attention fixed on her, Leavitt seemed to be using the moment to solidify her influence and shape her narrative on her own terms. In contrast, Joy Behar's situation appeared far more precarious. Reports indicated that her inner circle had advised her to remain quiet to allow the controversy to fade. However, Behar, known for her outspoken and unapologetic nature, was reportedly rejecting that advice. Sources claim she believed that Leavitt was using the situation for personal gain, capitalizing on the backlash and casting Behar as the antagonist in the media. This perception only fueled Behar's frustration, as she remained unwilling to back down despite escalating tensions.
Wouldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight.
With both sides standing firm, the matter is far from resolved. As Leavitt gains momentum and Behar's resistance continues to fuel the controversy, the situation surrounding The View is not going away. Instead, it appears to be evolving into something much larger, a battle not just for reputations but also for power and influence in today's divisive media landscape. Joy Behar does not seem to recognize the impact her comments have had on both her personal reputation and the reputation of The View. Behind the scenes, Reports suggest that tensions among the co-hosts are escalating, with frustration growing over Beha's unwillingness to acknowledge any wrongdoing. One of the most vocal critics is Alyssa Farah-Griffin, a former Trump aide who has reportedly pushed for a more balanced approach. However, Whoopi Goldberg and Beha have expressed no regrets and have not retracted their remarks. This has led to a growing divide among the panelists, with some sources even speculating that an internal conflict is brewing. If the lawsuit continues, the show's hosts may become permanently divided, threatening the future of The View. Given Karoline Leavitt's significant accomplishments at just 27 years old, many find Goldberg's dismissive attitude problematic. Leavitt has held high-profile political roles, including assistant press secretary and director of communications, while also balancing the responsibilities of being a new mother. One viral social media comment reflected public sentiment. At 27, Leavitt has accomplished more than most people do in a lifetime. Critics argue that rather than criticizing Leavitt, her achievements should be acknowledged. As backlash against Goldberg and Beha intensifies, trust in the panel continues to erode, leaving many questioning whether The View is on the verge of collapse. Leavitt is not just making headlines, she is shaping the narrative. As the youngest White House press secretary in history, she has garnered national attention. If this case continues to gain traction, it could significantly impact The View's reputation and future. Internal divisions are becoming increasingly apparent, with tensions reaching a boiling point and factions forming behind the scenes. Beha's refusal to accept responsibility and Goldberg's stance on wokeness have further deepened the divide, highlighting deeper issues within the show's dynamic. However, this controversy could mark a pivotal shift in Leavitt's career. The media attention has raised her profile, providing her with a larger platform to challenge the prevailing political narrative. As the dispute unfolds, she appears poised to expand her influence in both the political and media spheres. For many young professionals who feel underrepresented in mainstream discourse, this is a defining moment for Leavitt to solidify herself as a rising political voice. The real question remains, can The View's hosts weather the storm, or will this controversy signal the show's demise? The outcome of Leavitt's lawsuit and the internal conflict among the panelists will determine whether The View can maintain its place in daytime television or fall victim to the ongoing political divide. Regardless of what happens next, one thing is certain, this controversy is far from over and could have long-term effects on the media landscape. Leavitt has handled the situation with composure and confidence, further elevating her public image. Rather than backing down, she has confronted the controversy head-on, reinforcing her stance as an emerging political force. In a recent interview, Leavitt addressed the situation directly, calling the comments from The View hosts disappointing and emphasizing that she refuses to be intimidated by personal attacks. "I think it's unfortunate that they chose to attack me personally rather than focusing on the policies I advocate for," she stated, reaffirming her commitment to her principles. Many supporters have praised her for remaining steadfast, with some calling her an inspiration for young women in politics. While the dust may be settling, the future of The View remains uncertain. The lengthy legal battle has undoubtedly harmed the show's reputation. Some viewers speculate that daytime television itself may be at a crossroads, as audiences become increasingly frustrated with divisive debates dominating such programs. As media expectations shift, analysts warn that if The View does not evolve, it may struggle to maintain relevance. Among the hosts, Joy Behar is facing the harshest criticism, with growing calls for her resignation. Many believe her comments were inappropriate and have damaged the show's credibility. Meanwhile, Whoopi Goldberg is also under pressure, though some argue that her remarks were not as controversial as Beha's. Nevertheless, Goldberg's dismissive stance on wokeness has sparked backlash, particularly in light of Leavitt's impressive accomplishments at such a young age. At just 27, Leavitt has balanced motherhood while serving in key political communication roles, including assistant press secretary and a prominent position in Trump's 2024 campaign. Social media users have noted this contrast, with one commenter stating, "Leavitt has achieved more at 27 than most people do in their entire lives." The situation has reached a critical point, as Goldberg and Beha's criticisms of Leavitt appear increasingly out of touch with public sentiment. Many have praised Leavitt for her resilience in the face of continued scrutiny, using the controversy to further establish herself as a prominent advocate for young professionals in politics. As a result, her support has only grown. At the moment, The View is in crisis mode. Viewers are questioning the show's future, with some suggesting that it may be cancelled if it fails to adapt to changing audience expectations. The lawsuit, combined with public outrage, has placed the show in serious jeopardy. Behind the scenes, tensions are escalating as co-hosts struggle to navigate the fallout. As the controversy unfolds, Karoline Leavitt is emerging as a rising political figure. She remains steadfast in her position, earning respect from individuals across the political spectrum. Her handling of this situation has only strengthened her influence, positioning her as a force for change. Leavitt's recent decision to open the White House press briefing room to new media voices has been widely praised as a bold step toward democratizing access to information. Her commitment to broadening media representation further cements her reputation as a leader willing to challenge the status quo. Meanwhile, The View remains embroiled in controversy. With a legal battle ongoing, public outrage mounting, and growing tensions among the panelists, the future of the show has never been more uncertain. The debate surrounding The View has sparked a larger conversation about the role of political discourse in media. Some argue that the show's hosts should face serious consequences for their remarks, while others see this as another media controversy that will eventually fade. Is The View in danger of cancellation, or will the hosts find a way to navigate the backlash? Is Karoline Leavitt a rising force for change, or just another figure in an increasingly polarized political landscape? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for updates on this developing story. Thank you for watching, and we'll continue to